Uh, JR is also going to write that there are plans to send some developmental talent. I'm sorry, Meltzer would write, there's plans to send some developmental talent to the IWA in Puerto Rico in early 2001. Talk to me about Puerto Rico as a developmental territory. Did that work? Was it a worthwhile experiment, and if not, why didn't it work?
It was not. It was not a sorry. It was not a developmental territory. It was Savio Vega had a promotion there, and Savio ran on a regular basis, and they ran shows on the island where guys could get work on a steady basis. So there were different talent that we could send down there. But they didn't have a training school. It wasn't someplace where we had trainers there that we monitored. However, when a guy, not even a finishing school, but it was kind of a mid-place. The theory behind developmental at the time was to try to get people as much work as they could in different areas, because what sells in Huntsville, Alabama, it won't sell in Minneapolis. It's a different environment. You take Memphis, Tennessee. If you were to put the Memphis, Tennessee television show on in Houston, Texas, you would have killed the territory. You would have killed the town. It's just different. And probably the same thing, vice versa. So it wasn't really it was just a place that we could send talent. Hey, go spend 3 months in Puerto Rico. Right. Let them do it. Let them work a program with you. Let them do something with you and get you some time in the ring.
Let's talk a little bit about the pay-per-view buys here for this show. Meltzer would even speculate in the Observer that this is a tough sell because you've got 6 guys in the main event. And I think most people, when they think about like a WrestleMania poster or any sort of pay-per-view poster like that, they think about one big match, mano a mano. And we know in time that has very much changed. Now it's a collective effort. Half the damn roster's on the thing. But in this era, that wasn't really the way things were done. So Meltzer wasn't sure how it would sell. He was wrong. 465,000 buys here. It topped Survivor Series the prior month, which only did 400,000, which is still amazing. It also beat Armageddon 99 with Hunter and Vince on top. That did 371,000 buys. And I know what you're thinking to yourself, like, well, hey, if this is the December 2000 pay-per-view, that means they're competing with WCW for those pay-per-view dollars. How did Starrcade 2000 do? If Armageddon 2000 got 456,000 buys, what did WCW get for Starrcade with Goldberg and Bret Hart? 50,000.
There you go. But look, I think that it speaks to star power. You're a UFC fan?
Yeah.
Okay. Who was in the semifinal of the last UFC fight? Major fight.
You're exactly right. By the way, I misspoke. That was Starrcade 99. The main event was actually Scott Steiner and Sid Vicious. Still.
Is that where Sid broke his leg?
I think that's the next month.
The next one? Ugh.
It was a bad
mentions of that.
This show in Birmingham, it's a pay-per-view juggernaut, man. 456,000. I was actually at this pay-per-view. It was in Birmingham, Alabama, from the BJCC, the Birmingham Jefferson Civic Center. The advance is disappointing compared to every other WWF pay-per-view in the past 18 months. And to try to supplement ticket sales, they're being given out to season ticket holders for the Birmingham XFL team. Now, they're only 220 under capacity, according to Meltzer. That doesn't seem like a lot. It's not a lot. It's a rounding error at 220 seats. But it is further indicating that Alabama doesn't have any A-towns. The gate is still strong, though.
But it was also, to be fair, and it was also a push for the XFL too.
Yes.
And that was, hey, buy season tickets.
Get these wrestling
Get this, yeah. So it was a double push. We knew that going in, and that was trying to get people talking about the XFL.
We know that the gate is strong. 572,000 and change, another 84 grand in merch sales. I don't think WWE has done a pay-per-view since. So I stand by we don't have any A-Towns. On Sunday Night Heat, which is the pre-show here, like the former free-for-all becomes Sunday Night Heat. Mick Foley is going to vow to retire as commissioner if somebody gets hurt in the Hell in a Cell match. And now let's jump into the show. The first match is Dean Malenko teaming up with his pals Perry Saturn and Eddie Guerrero. They're going to win an elimination match over Matt, Jeff Hardy, and Lita. And Meltzer liked it, I guess. He gave it 2.25 stars. And eventually we get down to Dean Malenko and Lita. Lita's going to do a moonsault block, a spinning head scissors, a DDT for Malenko to come back with a superplex off the top. That's right. He superplexed Lita. Picks her back up rather than pinning her. Gives her a Billy Robinson backbreaker. And finally finishing her off with the clover leaf. And after the match, Lita said she knew she could beat him. So, listen, we've talked about it before. And we even sort of alluded to, hey, once China started wrestling guys, where do we go from here? We're actually doing intergender wrestling here with someone besides China, and it's Lita.
Hate it.
Yeah, I knew you would. What did Vince think of this?
I don't know. I think it was just, more than anything, it was the intrigue. It's just not for me, man. Not a fan.
I know it's a little thing, but what the fuck do I know about wrestling? I gotta ask. It's an elimination match, and it only goes 8 minutes. With all these talents,
well, goddamn, they got eliminated quick. Conrad, what do you want?
I'm just wondering, in hindsight, should it have not been an elimination match if we only have 8 minutes? It feels like, and I know we got to leave a lot of time for the main event. I get that. But an elimination match and you only got 8 minutes?
Look, I cannot control how quickly they make their eliminations. If they ain't on their game that day, then my God, then they should have been on their game by that day and just been prepared. But obviously they weren't prepared. There's quick eliminations. Maybe they thought that maybe Jeff wouldn't have got eliminated so quickly, but he did. But then, goddamn.
Next up is William Regal wrestling Hardcore Holly for the European title. Of course, William
This is
Regal.
how bad I heard. I can't even do a good JR.
Hit us with a sassafras.
Sassafras.